This episode of Extreme Gay Tendencies with special guest Will Goulden is brought to you by Cobra non-alcoholic beer. Oh yeah.
Alright, so maybe we should actually introduce ourselves this time.
I guess. Because people complained, they didn't know who we were.
We did get more than one complaint.
Yeah, we got two.
It's particularly important because
True.
we are the same person.
Yeah, it's just going to be very confusing.
Yes.
Okay, so, welcome to EGT. I'm Will.
I'm Will Golden.
He's other Will.
And
Yes.
I'm not well. For this particular episode, I can be not well.
Okay. You got Will, other Will, and not Will.
Yeah, that works. Or Charles, as some people would like to call me.
That was our shitty intro.
Oh, so now do I get to do the,
Yes.
Yes! Okay, I've been waiting for this. Apathetic lives, apathetic lives. That was good. I like that.
Yes, they added.
It's like
Whose idea
version
was this?
2.0.
Yes.
So what's been happening in your pathetic life, Mr. Guest?
In my pathetic life, this week I have mostly been A, at work,
Yeah,
B,
pain.
drinking with Charles. It has been completely unplanned.
Didn't see that coming, to be honest.
No, Monday night, went for a drink at George Abbott,
The Gabbert.
and then went back to work to run some more code.
Did you actually go back to work after that?
Yeah.
That's dedication.
Because when
Yeah.
you said, I'm going to leave because I have to run some code, I thought that was just making, some pathetic excuse. And then
No, I genuinely needed to because my project is... yeah. But it's cool because my work is 5 minutes walk from my house, so it's almost more convenient to go to work than it is to go home.
I thought you were going to say then go to the pub. I'd rather go.
You've got a beer fridge at work as well, so
Yeah.
saves time.
Well, it was an interesting evening because my girlfriend wasn't feeling very well, so I had to walk all the way over to roughly where we are now, on this side of Guildford, and then after having cheered her up, then walked all the way back.
Having cheered her up. I like the vagueness there. It leaves a
Well,
lot to the imagination.
If
Not as much
you
as
want
I
to be more
expected.
explicit, I bought her Burger King and then gave her a cuddle while she watched Hollyoaks.
I kind of wish you hadn't elaborated.
Yeah, that's
I
definitely
know.
not where my head went with that.
It's much more boring than possibly her profession or my reputation would lead people
You
to
make her
believe.
sound like a prostitute.
Her profession.
The old profession.
I
God.
don't know any other profession which, apart from prostitution, which involves so many dildos.
So now you need to explain what her profession is.
No, I think he doesn't actually.
No, we'll just
We
leave it
just
at
go
So
that.
with
basically, what you're saying is this week you've replaced me.
I have. Well, it's been because I met Charles coming.
Fucking, I don't want the story from the beginning.
Don't
when
get
you
him to
met.
stop the sentence at that point.
I ran into Charles coming. It was kind of awkward. He was just in the middle of the street. Like, mate, put it away.
That's what I get off to.
I have to live with it.
Just sort of walking
It's
around.
the only way I can do it these days.
I mean, it's fine. Like, you're kind of used to like the public masturbation, but the way you kind of
Really?
the way you shuffle around like a crab and make Dr. Zoidberg noises just makes it slightly.
That's for
more
me.
I was filming it. What did you think of it, by the way?
Not your best, but I'll take what I can get.
See, this is really getting my goat, this whole... the amount of times people are mentioning Mean Girls recently.
I'm doing it
If I
deliberately.
got £1 for every time, the last
You could
3
buy me
weeks,
a pint.
someone has said to me, you haven't seen Mean Girls? Oh my god. And, like, guys as well.
I've seen
I'm
it.
like, okay, I get the message. I will watch Mean Girls.
It's one of those things. It's well written, and there are a lot of hot girls in it. It's like
It's Lindsay Lohan before she turned into a crack whore. Well, possibly during, I don't know.
similar to Fired Up.
I haven't seen Fired Up.
Such a good film. I mean, it might just be because I found it with my brother, and it's become like a shared
Yeah,
thing.
you both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't speak of it. We close our eyes and we do it in silence.
I love how the hand gesture
But
really doesn't come across
No.
in the audio, but you're just now stumbling on your words and no one knows why.
So I just want to clarify: do you duck off each other or yourself?
No, it's very much a solo endeavour.
Oh, okay. But with both of you there, so not really.
Well, you're not allowed to make a noise. You just have to watch the film and like put your hand.
So you have tunnel vision.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you still can talk, so it's a shared experience.
Because Will and I, it's very much a shared experience
Yeah.
from start to end.
We've had to build a contraption to make it work, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Well, you got to have one hand.
Well,
I'm sorry if it's still sticky. I apologise.
Eventually, we'll be able to sell that.
Yeah. We need to work out all the kinks.
I mean, that's pretty much the only reason we're doing this podcast, is so that we can become famous enough that it's valuable when we sell it.
we need a celebrity face, but it's too expensive to get an actual celebrity, so we're becoming
So we're
celebrities.
becoming celebrities. It's
We're aiming for Q-list. That's where we want to get to. So
It's a
more
very-
people who go on Big Brother, but not by much.
We could go on Big Brother. No, what am I saying?
Be like
Shoot
this, but every day.
That'd be amazing. I'd probably kill myself. We don't have anyone who can do that amazing accent. Well, I presume. Can you do the...
Dear one in the Big
No,
Brother.
you can't. Okay.
No.
Well, that answers that then. So, moving on.
No, absolutely. Yeah, my
Yeah, what? No, so on your pathetic front.
I got a black eye because some complete knob, and I know you're listening. I'm just making you feel bad. But I got head-butted in a club and in a rock club, which is probably possibly not that unusual, to be fair. But my eye's bleeding. It doesn't come through in audio.
Which
There's
rock
blood all over my face. Schism in Woking. Well, no, it's actually Quake in Woking, but it's once a month, first Friday of every month.
What doesn't come across, though, is that we were dressed as zombies.
Yeah, so I had fake blood on one side of my face and real blood on the other side of my face.
But until you took the makeup off the following morning, I didn't realise the
extent of the damage.
extent. And you came out of the bathroom having like got most of the makeup off your face, and I went, "Oh, you've missed an eye." No, I haven't. What was that?
To be fair, there was, the theatre blood did stain the other side of my face, so I was sort of symmetrical at least. I'm not even sure that it's all still off. I think it probably is gone now, but probably only just. And this was last weekend.
I don't know what was in that blood, but it was like it stained better than blood.
Yeah.
Not that I know that categorically.
Of all the murders I've done, it's been washed off a breeze.
Yeah.
Well, I was wearing a
did make
poncho.
I did make the "Will my hands never be clean" joke about 4 times, and now I've got it.
Out damn spot.
Indeed.
I still don't get it.
Don't worry.
Don't worry, the trees will come to you.
That's enough. We're not alienating our entire audience, apart from the 3 English majors.
Yeah. And even
yeah.
then they did Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, so pointless.
Apathetic lives, apathetic lives.
Done. Cocktails.
Couldn't get it any better.
Indeed. So, cocktails?
Cocktails.
So this week, we had a reader write in and suggest... No, we didn't. No one fucking sent us any cocktail suggestions, so I'm just going to make whatever comes naturally.
There we go.
Just fart.
I didn't fart.
I did.
I'm a lady.
I'm a lady. Very good. That's not that bad.
No,
I wouldn't go as far as saying it's good, but it's not that bad.
No, it's
I think perhaps when we've gone down to about here, we should add more ice because it's warm as fuck.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's not too bad. Okay, this is.
I can definitely taste the alcohol, though.
Yeah.
There is a substantial amount of alcohol in this.
Yeah, you could say that.
And what doesn't come across on the audio version is the fact that we've got pink straws and pink umbrellas, which I think is a nice touch.
Well, it should come through in the thumbnail.
Oh, it will, most
Unless you're colourblind in a very specific way.
I can't see pink. Right, 50 Shades?
That's a good point.
Does
Well,
that
hang on,
happen?
Will hasn't explained what we're drinking yet.
It's true. So, again, I know I said...
It's my own semen.
Oh, come on, you said it tasted good before I told you. So you can't spit it out now.
I thought I recognised the taste.
Have you been eating melon?
No, it's pineapple. That came up in our conversations last night as well. Anyway,
Yes, it did.
so yeah, because we didn't get any suggestions for drinks, because none of our fans actually love us, in that we only have 2 fans, and that's Charles and I.
And we both hate each other.
Yeah.
And the idea.
It's a love-hate relationship. Charles hates me.
And I love it.
But yeah, we're drinking the closest facsimile I could create of a Long Island iced tea, which doesn't have, because I don't have any gin or rum, so it's got grappa instead of both of those things, and double the vodka, because the vodka doesn't really taste of anything, so it's a good fake. But it's not horrible.
So give me the exact breakdown of what went into this.
Again, assembled with zero care, but there
Good.
was
I expect nothing less.
ratio-wise, I don't know how much because I just poured it in. Probably two of vodka, one of tequila, well, 1.5 of tequila, one of grappa.
These are bottles, right?
Yeah, obviously, each. A handful of ice.
It's impressive you managed to fit it into a pint glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're quantum pint glasses.
It's the Tardis of pint
A cocktail umbrella, a pink straw, some Coca-Cola, and a dash of ginger beer.
Ah, is that what that is?
Yeah, because basically I tasted it and it was fucking horrible. So I was like, how can I improve this? And ginger beer adds a nice aftertaste that actually gets rid of the horrible aftertaste of the grappa.
The grappa is still very overpowering.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it?
Out of all
so
of the things you've put in this, I can definitely taste the grappa most. And that's saying a lot for the Coke.
Yeah, it's also got two different types of Coca-Cola. It has Coca-Cola, which, no brand recognition allowed. So it's
penis on a cloud.
It's penis on a cloud, which no one will understand.
No, they will, because by the time we've released this, the outtakes will have been released.
Yeah, no one watches outtakes. Wait. No one watches the actual thing.
No one watches the actual thing.
Sure. So they won't get it because they won't listen to this. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's the wrong way to not get a joke. Oh no, it's raining.
Yeah, that comes through really well in an audio. Yeah.
Oh, I just wet myself.
That went horribly wrong.
I saw that coming. But so it has real Coca-Cola and Tesco Value Coca-Cola, which is...
No,
didn't
it's Sainsbury's Coca-Cola.
Well, fuck me.
Can
I'm
you taste
sorry.
the difference?
Yeah, it tastes like fucking grappa.
Real Coca-Cola would be a great name for a rock band.
Real Coca-Cola.
Real Coca-Cola.
Okay. I'm glad we covered this ground.
Listen back to it, it'll make more sense.
I doubt it.
50 Shades.
Yeah, I think even if you know it, you still can't get through it without wetting yourself. When you've already wet yourself, so you've already failed the challenge.
I tried to make it rain and I'm wetting myself.
I think this is a brand new tactic that we're trying out. Like, wet yourself before you read it.
I think it's cheating.
I think it's very cunning of you. You ready?
50 Shades
challenge.
Oh, we should do the explaining what it is for people who aren't long-time listeners. So you've probably heard of the book 50 Shades of Grey, which Charles doesn't get any royalties for, and he's very angry about it.
Even though it's literally about my life.
Yeah, he has a very boring sex life. Don't believe it. Because it's with me.
Christian Charles, you didn't think I'd notice E.L. James.
But yeah, if you want to do this for yourself, if you're going to be a guest, don't. We want you to be virgins. Otherwise, if you never plan to be a guest, so 90% of you, actually that's not true. Anyone who actually listens to this wants to come on the show because it's so brilliant. But do what I say, go to Google and Google 50 Shades Generator, or, Charles?
Or go to www.50shadesgenerator.com, but 50 spelt out like a pleb.
Yeah, like a pleb.
I enjoyed the way that E.L. James wrote herself
Shut up
into
and read
the
the
book.
thing.
She wrote herself in as like a young, sexy person, when in actual fact she's about 50.
And a bit of a munter.
And a bit of a munter. And yet, when Charles spent the night with her, it was nothing like in the book. If anything, it was worse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not allowed to say.
No, it's true. Copyright and restraining
There's
order.
an NDA. It's weird.
Yeah.
So, you ready?
Let's go.
So you know the challenge, right? You're going to read it without laughing.
Yes.
Go.
Now that
You
you said
failed.
that.
You failed. Well done.
What?
That's allowed. A chuckle
Okay.
before.
Yeah.
In a funny voice, if you can.
Don't read ahead. You can't read ahead.
The unrelenting orgasms from his spam javelin, slamming.
Yes! Not even past the first line.
Simon is still the running champion. Continue.
Start again.
So,
You have to just go for it. You have to just go.
the unrelenting orgasms from a spam javelin, slamming my moose knuckles so made me come so hard. I began sweating like a midget nun.
Midget what?
A midget nun at a penguin shoot. There was magician's wax heaping from his spam javelin, and I was wetter than a spastic.
You have to start the sentence again. Come on.
You are not doing well. Oh god.
Come on, from the beginning of that sentence. You can do it.
Oh, there was magician's wax seeping from his spam javelin, and I was... and I was wetter than a spastic's chin.
Come on, just go.
We were ready for more. The fucking makes me spout my shrimp sap all over his disco stick. I awoke the next morning with my cum dumpster still foaming. I thought that it was over, but his timed Slimer had other ideas. The mixture of sewer strout and ectoplasm in my fart valve created the delicious rectoplasm. that is poetry in one word. Rectoplasm that he was so fond of. Oh mate, rectoplasm.
Well, you utterly failed that challenge. Well done, sir. That was beautiful.
Have you finished?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm done.
I'm sure you are.
It was uncomfortable for everyone.
That is. Well, we will never find anyone that will be able to do that.
No.
Simon made a valiant effort. I think.
He did. He did.
I think people are going to
It's just brilliant.
Oh,
Like,
wetter than a spastic's chin. A spastic's chin. Someone has thought about that.
Rectoplasm is still my favourite part of that particular. Okay. Moving swiftly on. We should probably get to the news this week.
the news.
Charles?
So, Cher is dead.
Yeah. Now that
Yeah.
shares
You heard this?
As is Margaret Thatcher. So, that's the news for this week.
Moving on.
I mean, you joke, but it really has
Yeah.
the only thing that's been on the news.
2 deaths.
Is
Well, that and the fact that North Korea are trying to.
Oh
show their
yeah,
muscle.
it's like North Korea, a thing about Thatcher, a thing about Margaret Thatcher's views on Korea. North Korea have a missile, and then another thing about Thatcher. Like it is a 2-trick pony at the moment.
It really
Yeah.
is.
Oh, and then we don't forget, we've also got the Margaret Thatcher's funeral is going to cost us X.
There was people who have been fired over Margaret Thatcher tweets. There's been
Didn't he resign, actually?
he resigned. He resigned before he
It was a
could-
preemptive strike.
Yeah.
You can't fire me, I quit!
Yeah.
There was the story about the typo. I don't know if you saw this,
No.
but on the BBC News website they put up the story saying that Margaret Thatcher has died in hospital after suffering a strike.
That is unfortunate.
That,
On one level.
I can't imagine. Like, you think I and O were right next to each other on the keyboard, but that was too perfect.
Yeah.
You
Can you
need-
bring up some questions?
Yes,
Whilst I
there's
make
some
another
questions.
cocktail.
Yes.
Well, we need to wait for you to make a cocktail. Well is dead alive.
He's doing the worm. So when we went to Co-op to buy alcohol for this evening, I grabbed some drink. And the some drink that I picked up turned out to be non-alcoholic Cobra.
It's an easy mistake to make.
Which you only found out.
I only found out...
You were halfway through the first.
Yeah.
the
This
first
beer
bottle.
tastes funny and I'm not getting drunk at all. What's happening?
You're already slurring your words, but that's because of the stroke. Oh, come on, that wasn't that bad.
Margaret Thatcher died this week, man.
Was it a stroke?
It was a stroke.
Oh, that is deep, man. How you did that? That
Wow.
isn't an on Long Island iced tea.
I made bleach.
So, should we do some advice?
Yes, we should do some advice.
Alright.
Give me the questions. I'm like
Okay,
Guru Tao.
so yesterday we asked some people if they wanted to ask for our advice, and obviously no one said yes.
But
So-
today we asked again.
And then we got some responses. Oh, there's a new response on that one. I won't read that for
This
you.
isn't as nice as
Okay, so
Yay.
question 1 from Davey. I want to fight a land animal. What is the largest animal land manimal you think I could take in an unarmed fight to the death?
And I don't
You don't know Davey, do you?
No.
He's a short, lanky bastard. No, he's not.
I would suggest either
He's quite a stocky bloke.
I reckon he could take a kangaroo.
Either a bear
Kangaroos are
or a
pretty
bear's
angry.
weight in bees.
Bears weight in bees is much more angry
That's a lot of fucking bees.
That's a lot of bees.
because bears are dense.
Yes.
I mean, I'd usually go with the. I mean, you're gonna know. Both of you hopefully will get the references. Duck, horses.
Yes.
Yes.
So a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses. I think those are.
No,
your
but he's
options,
asking
really.
a singular land animal, isn't he?
So it'd have to be. Yeah.
It'd have to be the duck-sized horse.
Mm.
But,
So I think a duck-sized horse.
but they don't exist. So like, what's the real?
Oh, well, but that's a different question.
No, it's the same question.
Okay.
It's just the actual answer rather than some.
The largest land animal that I think Davey could probably deal with.
Well, let's go with human first. Like, as a human, what's like the largest land animal that humans have ever been able to?
I mean, a
fight?
horse. If the horse knew that it was a fight to the death, a horse could probably take you. They're big animals and they have the kick of a.
Are we talking?
Uh,
Are we, just to clarify, are we talking about like weapons or is it bare? Is it bare fist?
in the question that you read out, it was unarmed.
Did it say unarmed?
Yes, it did.
I'm going to clarify that. Oh yeah. Okay, so unarmed.
To be honest, if you have bare fists, then you can probably take anything.
If you've got bare hands, I'm gonna kill myself.
It's a God-given right.
It is a God-given right to bear arms. Fucking hell. We need to drink slower.
I just want Barack Obama to walk in and shoot us all.
That would be a good end to the podcast.
He put the sunglasses on and just be like, deal with it.
I made one Reddit joke. That was enough.
Not bad.
You stole the words. We have. I was going to say quadrupled. What's the opposite of quadrupled? Quartered our audience this evening. At best, we quartered it. We've probably done worse than that.
We're aiming for a niche that is about the size of this sofa.
Yeah. That's what she said.
So Davey, just to bring it back on track.
My French teacher. In
Back
year
on track.
11,
My friend did.
Yeah. She lost her job because she had sex with a sixth form student called Anish.
I feel like we've digressed
It was, yeah.
quite substantially. What is the largest land animal?
So, you said kangaroo, and I think that's not true. I think kangaroo would kick Davey's ass. Because
So
kangaroos are fucking vicious. Maybe a koala bear.
That is really undercutting Davey.
No, okay, koala bear will eat your face.
Will it?
What? Who the fuck is texting you, Will?
Okay, I'm going to say 90% chance it's Bex.
Tell her to fuck off.
No! Oh shit, 2 texts. I'm in trouble. That doesn't make sense, haha. Come to mine after, I'll give you... Oh shit.
Staying in. It's bad because the next one is herpes. We want to apologise at this point because the camera may have died again.
And we're using a different camera now.
I don't think he could take a kangaroo.
You said koala.
Koala.
I think koala, or maybe
a large wombat.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's something Australian is what we've agreed
It's
on.
an Australian
Pick
animal.
any Australian land mammal that isn't a rabbit, because that's a bit harsh.
So,
And I know they're not really Australian, because they're...
Kick the shit out of that rabbit.
Yep.
so question 2
Yep.
from Mike, and I believe we talked to him about his STI last time.
I know, he definitely had it amputated in the end,
Did he?
unfortunately.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
To be
I
honest,
really thought
having
the
seen
polyfiller
his
would work.
penis, it's not really that. It's probably for the best.
It was practically amputated before we
Yeah,
started.
indeed.
Alright, fair enough.
Well, one of them, anyway.
Stumpy Fraser.
That's what they call him. So he asked, I'm communicating with a girl via text. But what do I
What's
do?
different about that?
What do I do when I find out that she is actually a guy?
We've all been there.
We have all been there.
You-
I can speak personally.
I think all you have to say is bad times.
and then carry on with what you're planning to do anyway.
Well, basically, if that part of the conversation
Yeah,
happens to come
basically.
up, you pretend that it didn't happen, and you just continue otherwise.
Because you're so deep at that point into the conversation that, I mean, you've already sunk enough time in that you may as well just continue, right?
And
well, it's a waste otherwise.
This week's golden rule is
hey, golden rule.
Is if it's illegal with a girl, it's also illegal with a guy. So pick your choices.
If they have chalk ice, go for it. In every case.
Yeah.
Every case.
Moving on.
Okay, so then we had Jack asking us, I'm thinking of running for Prime Minister.
Okay.
Should I be worried about Boris Johnson?
Yes.
As a threat?
Because you know about hung parliaments, he's been hung above the Thames.
Are you saying that Boris Johnson is hung?
He's well hung.
Personally, I'd be worried, Jack. I'd be very afraid.
Okay, think about like the TV audience. Who are they going to want to see? A guy who has good ideas on policies, or a guy who makes them piss themselves laughing?
Okay, here's a semi-serious question. If One Direction...
You're on the wrong podcast.
Yeah. If One Direction ran for the Prime Ministership, say, I don't know, Zachary or whoever it is...
No, as a group.
If the One Direction as a group ran for the position of Prime Minister, do you reckon they'd get more votes than a serious contender?
Almost definitely.
No, because the majority of their fan base is not legal. They're not legal to vote.
That is a good point.
So you want Pearl Jam or
yeah, or Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
If Pink Floyd ran, I would vote for Pink Floyd.
Yeah,
because to be honest, our biggest export is music anyway. So fuck it.
Yeah.
It's pretty much One Direction actually.
One Direction of its time. I can't imagine One Direction ever doing anything progressive in their life.
All worthwhile.
Yeah.
Okay, next advice question.
Yeah.
Okay, so my last advice question is from Jack, and it says, what is the most effective way to budget if you are a student? So he's asking us about money.
You need to
which is something we haven't talked about.
You need to put it all into Facebook shares.
I mean, I've lived off £1 a day for food and drink for a month before, and don't do that because it's really uncomfortable. But like, you can actually live off a surprisingly small amount of money without being like hungry and unhappy. Did we answer that question?
What was the question?
I don't
know. the budget question.
So go to Tesco at about 8 PM. And go to the reduced aisle.
Yeah, just
because that's when they actually, like, you get reduced food before then, but they get super reduced at 8 because they're like, fuck it, no one's going to buy it. That is when you usually get the deals, 8 PM. It's a very closely guarded secret, so you're very lucky. Next question. Adam asks, he has an issue. He has a fear of ducks. His exact question is, I have a crippling fear that there is a duck somewhere, somehow, watching me. How do I find and kill, which is quite aggressive, and kill said duck?
I would suggest switching search engines from DuckDuckGo to
definitely.
Google.
Well, to be honest, anything other than DuckDuckGo. I'm surprised you hadn't made this decision on your own, really.
Because too many people these days are taking advantage of DuckDuckGo's open source nature and ability not to track you.
But they will rape you, because ducks are raping bastards.
Yeah. So...
Which they don't put in their terms and conditions. I mean, they really should.
No, they literally rape you.
It's the first... The thing is, like, condition number 1 is we are going to rape you.
But no one... You just click agree.
Yeah.
You don't even read that shit. Like, the first line could be, I will kill you and all your family. And you don't even...
It is literally, I will rape you, but you don't read it.
You're just like, I agree.
Yeah. It's consensual now.
Yeah.
Like,
it's perfectly valid.
And not only that, it will hold up in a court of law.
Yeah.
Have fun with that one.
So DuckDuckGo could legitimately rape you and your family, and you can't even fight that shit.
No. The bailiffs will come to your house and take your house.
And they'll be like, well, you clicked I agree on raping your mother.
Yeah.
And it's the first line. Like, it's not even like you can be...
bold. Like, you only have yourself to blame.
You can't even say, well, it was hidden in the middle of the... No. It was the first fucking line. Like, literally.
Because, I mean, that's what ducks do, so...
Well, yeah. You've got to be careful.
You know, any duck-based agreement is going to have
Yeah.
that in there somewhere.
But
just-
until you've had that experience, you don't know.
Yeah,
It is true.
Unfortunately, Adam hasn't obviously had this before. So once you've gone past that stage of I can't sue them because legitimately I agreed that they could rape me at any point.
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do?
Okay, to kill them, if you feed them bicarbonate soda, they will explode. I don't know if that's true of ducks, but I know it's true with most birds, so it's worth a try at least.
They're certainly watertight.
Yes.
So
Indeed.
you assume that they're...
Airtight.
Mm,
They have a hermetic seal of some description, sure.
yeah.
So perhaps try bicarbonate soda. If that doesn't work, I mean, they're not pigeons and they're not clay, but clay pigeon shooting, get some practice in.
Yeah, no, that's fair
Buy
advice.
a gun, effectively.
Hire a beater,
Yeah?
because he'll just go around all the bushes for you and
I mean, there won't be any in your local area. I mean, that's a good start, at least.
move to Hampshire,
Yeah.
because they've got all the gamekeepers there.
And the gamekeepers, all they do is kill ducks, so...
It's a game
or
to them.
just put hundreds and hundreds of orders in for aromatic duck at Chinese places, because
They've got to get it
supply
from
and
somewhere.
demand.
Yeah.
Supply and demand. Like, get all your friends to do it as well.
yeah.
Yes. It's tasty as well.
I mean, we're happy to join in because
Well, I will.
aromatic duck is fucking tasty.
I think if it's going to help Adam out, I will eat as much fucking duck as I can.
We'll do anything for our listeners, honestly. I'm
I'm
ashamed
eating
of some of
duck
the
right
things-
now.
I'm being raped by a duck right now.
I was going to question that, but
I'll do anything for our listeners.
Oh, the feathers. Okay, next question.
Jack, I believe it's probably the same Jack, asks that he basically lets on that he has a friend who is obsessed with ducks. I don't know who this is.
I don't know. It's a mystery.
It is a mystery. And he's basically asking how do you tell a friend when they're obsessed with something? How do you help them?
The best therapy is to try and get them to use the search engine DuckDuckGo. And if they're averse to that, then
You have to have a very serious conversation with them, certainly.
well, you know
you definitely have to.
exactly, because most people, like, as soon as they realise that DuckDuckGo is, private and open source, they warm to it immediately.
And it's
So
run by ducks.
It's run by ducks. As soon
Which
as
are, well known to be reputable.
yeah,
They're wonderful people.
some people like that. Like, they'll go on to, WeBuyAnyDucks.com and
Yeah.
they'll put themselves up as
Or
a profile.
CompareTheDucks.com.
CompareTheDucks.com, or I don't give a duck.
Yeah. I tried to give straight face. I think you put them in a room full of ducks is probably the correct answer. Because
Yeah.
either they're going to get raped by hundreds of ducks, or they're going to conquer their fear. And it's a bit of a Hail Mary. I
Well,
admit.
either way, it's worth it.
Yeah. It's like, film it and send it to us.
Yeah, because I still
extremegatetendencies@gmail.com.
But I still think You've Been Framed gives you like 200 quid for each video. So
Send it to us, we'll submit it, and we'll get fucking rich.
We'll submit it to You've Been Framed, and that's like 200 quid for EGT.
You heard it here first. I think you can accuse a duck of whatever you like, but it's just like water off.
On an unrelated note, if you've enjoyed this episode of EGT enough that you listened to it twice, the second time you listen to it, turn on the captions on YouTube. It's beautiful. We may or may not, if we can be asked, do a podcast where we just read out the captions of the previous episode. It's a beautiful thing.
It really is. It really is.
50-50.
But I think on that note, we've pretty much done everything we wanted to do from this.
Yeah, I can't see.
I mean, I don't know who said that, so... And Will is looking up 50-50 on Reddit, which is about to get very interesting. So I suggest you all go and do that. And
Don't do that.
we'll leave you to it. So thank you very much, and look forward to episode 3.
If you'd like to get hold of us and give us questions for next week, there are a number of avenues. We have our website, extremegatetendencies.co.uk.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a real thing. Or are you looking at 50-50?
50-50.
You did well on the first link, because that's just two bears fighting.
Good luck with
Yeah.
that. So you can go to extremelytendencies.co.uk or
You can follow us-
MySpace.
You can follow us on Twitter at agtpodcast.com. No, just AGT Podcast. I'm drunk.
Yep, all of that. And Facebook. And you
Oh,
can
yeah.
email us on Gmail.
At extremegaytendencies@gmail.com.
Yep.
Facebook, by the way, is facebook.com/extremegaytendencies. You have only yourself to blame, Will.
Twitter is twitter.com/EGT podcast.
I've already covered that.
Because Extreme Gay Tendencies was
Too
too
long.
long, so they wouldn't let us take that.
Or, best of all of these, is MySpace.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to tell you the link though, because no one has
No,
MySpace.
no one has MySpace. Although we do have one follower, and it's not even Justin Bieber, it's actually someone else.
It's good. It's good.
So, until next time, thank you for listening. I don't want my voice to be the last thing. Say something.
Oh, Jesus!
That is the vagina full of pencils.